Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to pick your colors. I'm gonna go with pink first, and then I'm gonna do a red, this lovely purpley color. I'm thinking this could be perfect for like Halloween or a themed party or something. And I don't know what other colors I want to do, so I'll start with those and we'll go from there and see how they turn out. I might just be doing the three and see from there. Yeah. So let's get this started. First things first is you have to cut them up into relatively small pieces. The directions said take a quarter of the crayon and a teaspoon of coconut oil, but I think from some of the other videos I've seen, it usually takes more coconut oil because they still get kind of hard. So I'll start with what the recipe says and then go from there. I might be adding more coconut oil, I might not be. And so I'm going to peel my crayons real quick and chop them up and get two of these bad boys going. Okay, so I have my quarter of red crayon and my quarter of pink crayon and my 1 teaspoon of coconut oil here in my dishes. I'm waiting for the water to heat up a little bit, just a little bit. And it's kind of warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these in here and just let them melt. The coconut oil is going to melt faster than the crayons because it is a softer material. So hopefully once it gets melted, then the crayon will melt a little bit faster, and then we will see what kind of consistency it turns out, and then I'll show you what it looks like on my face. You know, when it's all done, maybe do a couple of other ones if it turns out alright. I'll have to figure out what colors I want. So it's only been about a minute, and as you can see, the coconut oil is pretty much already melted. The water's not even very warm. But like I said, because it is such a soft kind of consistency, it's going to melt really fast. I can kind of see bits of the red crayon breaking off. I've got a couple of old spoons of my daughter's that she doesn't use anymore to mix it up. Yeah, you can see, if I can get it in here close enough, the red is kind of melting as well along the bottom there. Let's see what the pink is doing. Pink's a little melty too. We'll give it a couple of more minutes and see what kind of consistency. At this rate, it looks like I might actually have to add more of the crayon. We'll see what happens when it hardens, if it hardens up a little bit. But so far it is looking pretty good. I'm actually kind of happy with the consistency once, like I said, once we get the crayon melted down. Oh, look at that. There you go. There you go. See the red one? There we go. Now it's starting to look like a red kind of lippy balm color. Yeah, there we go. So far, I am really pleased with the way this is melting together. The color is a lot more vibrant than I expected it to be, especially out of the pink one. It is really kind of a bright, kind of cotton candy color, which is not a normal color I would wear, but I could see myself wearing it for like a night out with the husband or, you know, something like that. But this is actually melting a lot better than I originally thought it would. So this might actually turn out pretty good. And I'm so excited. I will show you what it looks like in just a couple minutes once the rest of the crayon melts down. Alright, so it's been a couple of minutes and the crayons have fully melted, and this is what it looks like. This is what they look like fully melted. As you can see, the pink is really kind of a bright cotton candy, almost Pepto-Bismol kind of pink, where the red is a really nice dark red. It looks a lot darker in person than it does on my camera. It's a really nice kind of dark rouge color. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and shut the heat off on the stove. And I'm going to go ahead and dump them into their little respective slots in my container here. Hopefully I don't make a huge, ginormous mess. I'm going to try and put them in container spots that are not too close together. And I'm not too worried about not being able to reuse this thing. I mean, I have like a dozen of these Scentsy things. I just got to empty them. So if something goes wrong, whatever. So we'll be back in just a minute. So here they are in the container. There was enough in each one of those little pans to fill about 2 of these Scentsy slots. I did have a minor cross-contamination. Some red did drip into one of these pinks, but it wasn't enough to change the color. So I'm happy about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick them in the fridge to kind of help speed up the cooling down process. And then we will try them out. Okay, so I let them sit for a little bit, and right now I just put on the pink color. You can see it's got a little gloss to it, and it doesn't look as bright on my mouth as I thought it was with the way it looks in the container. And it went on really, really smooth. It's more of a gloss than a lipstick kind of feel. So I'm actually really, really happy with this. It wasn't 100% cooled, but it still, you know, works really, really well. And, you know, just look at my lips. It doesn't seem to come off. It still's got that kind of light pinky shine to it. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the red one next and see how that turns out. Alright, now here is the red color. The longer you you let it sit, the thicker it gets. So it becomes more of like a thick gloss, and it leaves a lot of like residue that you gotta kind of blot the extra off. So this is more like a lip, I wouldn't call it a lip stain, more than just sort of, it darkens your mouth a little bit, and you can kind of see if you're not careful. I got a little outside the lines, and it can kind of stain your skin. So yeah, I would say it's more of a stain than a gloss, and it's really smooth. It's still really, really smooth, even though it's a little bit thicker now, and it just kind of adds a little color to your mouth, because my normal mouth color is a lot lighter than this. When I'm looking at myself in the mirror, it kind of looks orangish. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it's still, like I said, it's great for like moisturizing your lips and just adding just a hint of color. So I like it. I don't think I'm going to do any other colors, because I really, really like just these 2. And I think if you were to do it in like purples, or blues, or greens, it would just make, depending on your skin tone, make your mouth look really bad. Especially if you do blue, then I would think it would make it look like you're not getting oxygen. So I'm gonna leave it with these 2. I am perfectly happy, and that is all I have for you guys today. I hope, like I said, that's all I got for you, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye now.